Out here, the line between predator and prey is thin. One wrong step, and it's over. In the darkness, the eyes of the forest watch your every move. Out here, the hunter is also the hunted. The ravine offered no escape. Stranded between the roaring river and the beast, they knew one wrong move would be their last.
Out here, one wrong step is all it takes. That river swallows everything.
This is where the road ends and the real danger begins. The fog hides everything, even hope.
This can't be happening. No signal, the battery's almost dead. We're lost out here.
Winter always comes early to the high country. This year, it brought with it a darkness we hadn't seen before. When the rains came, the forest became a tomb. Their survival depended not just on shelter, but on speed and silence.
He smells the rain, heavy on the wind. Winter approaches, and the bounty of the
Slow now, Minh signaled. One wrong step here in the mud, and they were done for. The bear was testing them. The low road meant certain death in the flood. The high road, shrouded in fog and doubt, was the only way forward. The radio was their last chance. As the fog closed in, they strained to hear something, anything, through the endless static.
Every step is a gamble. One slip, and it's over. But I have to keep climbing.
In the deep woods, one slip could mean the end of the journey. They knew the risks, but the forest cared little for their plans.
The injury was minor, but the delay could cost them everything.
Time was running out.
They moved like ghosts through the twilight, rarely seen, always present.
The storm is coming, and with it, the cold. We have to find shelter before nightfall. Eagles become cold. When the sun sets, the real struggle begins. This damp stone is all that stands.
As darkness fell, they knew the real struggle had just begun. Every stone, every twig was a step towards surviving the night.
Under the shadow of the mountain, they listened to the wolves. Fear was a luxury they could not afford.
They had walked for miles, guided only by the fading moonlight and a single flashlight beam. The wilderness demanded silence. With every careful step back into the fog, the family gambled their lives against the night.
The fog is getting thicker. I can barely see the path, but I have to reach high ground before sunrise.
Survival demanded everything. Every breath, every foothold was a testament to their will to endure the darkness.
In the heart of the wilderness, even the darkness has teeth. The mountain lion hunts alone, a ghost in the fog.
The pebble's echo was a stark reminder of their position. In this darkness, stillness was the only path to survival. They stalk these woods at night, patient, silent, waiting for the unwary.
Fear was a luxury they could no longer afford. He saw the path. The mountain offered no mercy, only this treacherous ascent.
In the heart of the fog-shrouded night, they faced the ultimate climb, bound by blood and the will to survive.
It knows where I am. I have to keep moving before it finds the scent. It's getting closer. I can feel it breathing.
The fog offered little cover, but the tower was their only hope. They had to reach the top before it found them.
Below us, the wolves moved like shadows in the mist. We held our breath, praying the morning light would come before they found a way in. The dawn brought little comfort. Below, the river swelled with the storm's fury, cutting them off. They rationed what little remained, knowing the coming day would demand more than they had left to give. The beauty of the sunrise masked the danger that lay beneath the fog. They were a small family in a vast. Every morning brought a new challenge, a reminder of their fragile existence on the edge of the wild. In the quiet of the morning, a sound traveled across the trees, a sound they hadn't heard in years. The descent was perilous. Every step tested not just the wood, but their resolve against the encroaching mist. The forest provides, yet danger is never far. They must eat, but they must also survive the night. Survival was a delicate balance. A handful of berries, a moment of trust, while danger watched from the tree line.
In the quiet of the woods, a predator watches. The family senses the danger. A primal instinct warns.
The forest demanded respect, and sometimes a show of force. Minh knew this rhythm. The stream was unforgiving, a torrent of white noise. Every step had to be measured.
The ranger dock, a beacon in the mist, but survival still meant watching their step.
They had walked for days. The ranger dock was supposed to be a sanctuary, but the silence felt heavy with uncertainty.
The flare and the mirror, small comfort in the face of the encroaching wilderness. They had to work.
They waited for the sound, a promise whispered on the wind. But in the fog, promises often disappeared.
The fog concealed much, but not the hunger in the woods. The standoff had begun.
Survival instinct took hold. Every breath was a gamble, every shadow a threat waiting in the fog. A momentary reprieve, but they were hopelessly exposed. The bear blocked the path forward, the wolves any hope of retreat. The fog brought with it not just silence, but a primal fear. They were surrounded, their survival hanging by a thread. In the silence of the fog, the flare was their only hope. A desperate signal launched into the unknown. The wilderness demands respect, a lesson learned in the fading light of a flare. They survived this encounter, but the journey was far from over. In the silence of the wilderness, the flare was their only voice, a desperate signal against the pale sky, carrying the weight of their survival. The hum of the engine was a sound they thought they'd never hear. Hope, at last, arrived on the water. When the engine sound finally broke the silence, they knew their ordeal was ending. They had survived. Exhausted but unbroken, They boarded the vessel. The haze lifted, and with it, the long shadow of the forest. They were safe now, adrift on the vast, unforgiving lake. But the forest held its secrets close.
They had survived the darkness. Now, the open water promised a new beginning, bathed in the fading light of a long day. We had to keep moving. If the cold didn't get us, whatever was back there certainly would.
In the quiet moments between the storms, they found strength not in words, but in the simple act of caring for one another. After weeks at sea, sleep finally claimed young Mai. The journey was far from over, but for now, they were safe.
Relief washed over them, slow and steady like the waves, bringing with it the heavy weight of exhaustion.
The water hides more than just the shore. Out here, the real danger is forgetting who you are.
The flare residue confirmed their fears. They weren't just lost, they were actively being sought. After weeks of uncertainty, the shore finally appeared, a beacon of hope through the haze.
They had faced the impossible and emerged from the fog. Home was still distant, but for the first time, they were truly safe. They had escaped the wilderness, but the forest held its secrets close. The journey home was just beginning.